About to handle the business. Um, yeah, that's a question that I have. Like I be having mad random questions and thoughts, and that was just my that's just my regular random question of the day. Like is body odor normal? You know, like I'm trying to find out because I done been around some people that like they just be having a weird smell to them, you know? And I'm just trying to figure out if that's normal. Like, is that anybody else's experience to be around or to be around somebody, you know, and they hygiene ain't the best. Like, is that a genetic thing that some people oh no, I gotta take it easy because sometimes I be messing up. But just a regular random thought that I have, like, is body odor something normal? I need the people to help me out. Like you ever been around somebody and they smell like hot garbage? Or you around somebody and like they breath is mad hot. Like, and the reason why I asked the question is because if somebody like breath is like tardy and you know what I'm saying, like it's not smelling the best, how can they like feel comfortable being around people and they breath smell like that? Even the same thing with body odor. It's like how can somebody have a whole body odor like and they don't smell it? Your nose is the closest thing to your face. So I don't understand how some people could be around other people and their hygiene is not ordered. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a difference like being musty, from working out. It's hot today, you're doing a lot of moving around. So, you know what I'm saying? You're a little sweaty, you're a little musty. Like, that's understandable. But somebody that got a full fledged body order, like you get next to them or you be in the same area as them and you like, my question is, how can't people smell or why people don't understand like they got some situations and circumstances in life that they got to take care of? I don't understand how some people like you be out in public and you be smelling like hot garbage. Like, how do you do that? Is it like I'm not trying to be for this is a question like I'm really trying to understand. So I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I'm not trying to tell nobody how to live their life. You gonna live your life how you live your life. But what's the science behind the body odor? What's the science behind it? Like I don't get it. I don't understand how people could feel comfortable around other people and you smelling like hot garbage. Like you know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe y'all can help me out because I was just around somebody earlier and I was like, they living wrong. Like they living wrong. How people don't understand. Like, come on, y'all, help me out. Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Can I do 5 push-ups? Yeah, I can do 5 push-ups. I mean, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? My thing ain't like it. it usually, but I could do 5 push-ups. But help me understand, like, this is what I'm trying to figure out. How can people feel comfortable around other people and their body is like you assaulting everybody in the vicinity? Is that a like is that something they was born with? Like, is it something genetic? Is it a habit that they picked up? Is it like they got mental issues to the point where they don't really care about how they smell and how they appear to other people, and it be clean people too. Like they, got on their nice little outfits, they looking decent. But why do they smell like that? Why? Like I don't get it. I mean, when you know what I'm saying. As men. Now let's talk about as men, because you got men and you got women that got body odors, right? But let's talk about men. So once it start getting warm, like once the weather start breaking, you're not supposed to have no hair under your underarm. So for the gentlemen, the young men that kind of don't get it, you're supposed to shave that off, because when it's hot, it accumulates sweat, and you could potentially have a body odor. But for people that's out in public, you out in public, before you leave out your house, you're gonna be around other people. Like, if you didn't wash up, if you didn't wash your behind, if you didn't put on no deodorant or nothing, like you don't got like no fragrance, like the odor killer, something you could before you step out. How do you step out and you around other people and you got a body odor? Like, where does this come from? I'm trying to understand it, because I was around somebody earlier while I was out and about moving and grooving, taking care of what I gotta take care of, and I'm standing next to them and they smell like hot garbage. And I'm like, how do people come outside and that's not in order? You could go to the dollar store, you could get something to spray. They got all kind of Febreze, situations, but and that's not the first person that I smell with a body odor. Like, there's a lot of people that got body odor. But what I'm trying to understand, is it a mental issue? Is it something going on like with they internal organs that, it's releasing certain toxins? This is what I'm trying to find out. Are you talking shit? You gotta yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you go into the store, you just leaving your house, it's no reason. It's no reason you should be smelling. Like, you should take care of that. But some people, is comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? Some people is comfortable with it, and that's the thing that disturbed me. It's like, how can you be comfortable knowing that your hygiene is not in order? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I'm taking care of my hygiene situation right now. This is like the results of being up in age. You know what I mean? They don't grow no more in the middle, so you gotta, every couple of days you gotta make sure you right and exact. So I'm just doing a little personal hygiene thing right now, and it's crazy because, like, me and somebody was having a conversation, right? And they was talking about how, they said certain females that they get a BBL or whatever, that the BBL stink. I never, I never been around nobody that got a BBL that stink. But they say that that's a common issue for some people. And then the thing that bugged me out, like the person that I was around earlier that had that, had that body odor, I'm not going to, get a sex to the person, because then it'd be like, he trying to attack certain people, which is not the case. But this person that I was around, I mean, in terms of in terms of their physical appearance, physical appearance was looking decent. In terms of what they was wearing, you know, clothes was looking decent, clothes was looking clean. So when I start smelling it, I'm like, nah, this can't be coming from this person. Like this person right here that I'm standing next to, you know what I'm saying? Clothes is nice, put together. Physically, they wasn't all out of shape like, me with the gut and stuff like that. I'm gonna get that in order. But I was just like how? You know? You take that time. How you gonna take out time to put on clean clothes and you don't check your body odor? Like, that don't make no sense to me. You know? I don't get it. And right now, it's about to be hot. Look, we in the spring, and it's about to get a little warmer. You know what I mean? So, when the heat is in full effect, that's when you can smell it a little bit more. So, I'm not trying to come at nobody. I'm not trying to be rude or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's no reason you should be coming outside. You should be coming out your house. You just came out your house and you got a body odor. Like, I don't, like, come on, people. Somebody help me understand. Is this a mental condition? Is this like an internal? Maybe they not eating like the right fruits and the right, vegetables. Like, why do people be having these body odors that everybody around them can smell, but they can't smell it? How people can't smell themselves? I don't know. Quit hating. You sound like a woman talking about other people. Just let me know if you have any gold for sale. No, listen, Michael Delgado. I'm. What do you mean I'm hating on somebody because I'm trying to understand why I was around somebody and they had a body odor that I can smell, how they don't smell it? I'm just asking a question. If you call that hate, I guess I'm hating on a person. I don't know. That's crazy. My one gripe is when your health start failing or shit in your life falling apart, people as well tend to abuse themselves in that sense. See, and this is what I'm talking about. Thank you. Who is that? Tim Jensen. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm really trying to understand why people got a body odor. That's why I'm asking, like, is it a mental condition? You know what I'm saying? Or is it part of their diet or, something like that? I'm just conversing. Okay, yeah, we conversing. You also, I don't know what you talking about. Yeah. I'm trying to understand it because look, a person's nose, like you see, my nose is the closest thing to my body, right? So if I stink, I'm gonna smell it. Like nobody else should tell me, like, you got some things that you gotta take care of. And the thing that baffled me about this situation was like the person was put together. Nice clothes, clean clothes. It don't matter like if it was, designer, none of that. Person had clean clothes, put together, hair, straight, looking like, they took time to come out in these streets and be presentable. But the one thing they forgot to take, the one thing they forgot to look into, the one box they forgot to check is the body odor. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. It's a combination thing, but most individuals are not as sensitive to their own smell like a smoker. Or their gas. Mike Lee Chung. Yeah, okay, I can go for that. But why is somebody not attuned to their own body odor? Like if your nose is the closest thing to your body, how other people could smell you and you can't smell you? That's crazy. Let me explain to you. I'm 46 years old. I have children. So I have to remind, to show hygiene. Not everyone has that father figure to explain to them. I'm sure it all begins in the beginning. Michael Delgado. But see, I got kids too. I got kids too. I got two daughters. And same thing. Sometimes I have to be on my daughters like, nah, you got dressed too quick. You gotta go, what I'm saying, go handle your business. You know what I'm saying? So I get that with kids, yeah, that's understandable. But we talking about grown folk. You know what I'm saying? We talking about grown folk. Being stunned to it means you not recognizing it as foul. Keep talking, I'm almost finished. Yeah, look, listen. See, I'm a different kind of person. Like, if I got questions or if I want to know something or if I'm trying to understand something, like I don't assume. But even ever since I was young, like I know people that I grew up with. You go to their house, like their house got a certain odor. Their house got a certain odor. And then they come outside and they smelling just like their house. You know? I know some people don't wash their clothes and the smell be in the clothes. But the question that I always been trying to figure out is like how people can't smell themselves. Like how you can't smell yourself. And you know that every person knows before they leave the house if they took care of their personal business or not. Like if they put on deodorant, if they jumped in the shower, everybody know. You don't gotta tell nobody like, you know, to take a shower. Like when you get grown, and I understand what you just said a couple of minutes ago that like some people they don't smell themselves or it's a condition that they grow up accepting to be normal. But once you become an adult, all of that should go out the window. Nobody should have to tell you to wash. Nobody should have to tell you to bathe. I'm just saying. I don't know. And now, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something crazy. And this is on the average. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, right? Tell me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. Hold on, let me grab a towel. So I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. But even when you look on social media, like you see some of these people, I'm not gonna give but even when you look on social media and you see some of these people that they Instagram popping, they Facebook popping, they YouTube popping, y'all don't never look in the background and look at people's houses. You look at the person, how they dress, hair did, nails did, everything did, and then you look in the background of their house and you like, shit, it looked like a shelter. Like, and that's crazy. Like some people be on social media and they house be looking crazy. Like this is what I'm trying to understand. Why do some people feel like, that's cool? I personally, I personally can't. If I'm doing a video right now, like, if I know I'm doing a video and I know I'm going online or something like that, I'm going to make sure I clean up. Even if I pick everything up and I throw it in a closet or I throw it in another area. But when I'm recording, whatever people going to be able to see, I'm going to make sure that's clean. But how some people could be on social media and they houses be looking like, and those be some of the same people. That's the ones that I'm talking about. Those be some of the same people. They house be looking like that. And when they go outside, they smelling foul. They not living right. You know what I'm saying? You got more than your girlfriend. I mean, you know, that ain't more. That's dust. That's where they'll start being a child. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like, I don't get up every day and wipe the whole house down from A to Z. I don't do that. Right now it's about to be spring. It's about to be spring cleaning. So you run the vents all year long. You have your heat on in the summer. It accumulates dust. So that's going to get taken care of. But I don't stink. I I know that. I'm not going outside stinking. We're not talking about perfection. We're not talking about, I don't got OCD. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have OCD. So right now I got dishes in the sink from dinner that I ate last night. So I'm not on here talking like I'm a perfect individual and I'm better than anybody else. We're talking about body odor. How can a person not understand that when they go outside, they not smelling right and exact? That's what I'm talking about. No, but that's not mold. That's not mold, my boy. That's dust. Just from running the vents because here, like, listen, I'm gonna turn on the vent. You understand what I'm saying? So when you constantly run an event, like say you're in the shower every day and you run the exhaust, so it can suck the air out, it accumulate dust over the week. So that's something I'm gonna take care of. Thank you for thank you for bringing that to my attention. Cause I don't be in the house looking up every day like, oh shit, yo, I got dust. Let me climb on a ladder and clean it. I don't do that every day. And this is what it's about. Each one teach one. You feel what I'm saying? So if you see something and you point it out to me, I consider that love. Like you trying to make sure I'm on point. I appreciate that. I respect that. And you know what? Soon as I finish handling my business, I'm gonna jump on that ladder and I'm gonna make it do what it do. And this is the reason why I'm having this conversation. Because if some people is out here moving around and they not taking care of their hygiene or their personal business, I'm trying to learn from the people like, okay, so what could potentially be the cause of it? Because I'm not going, I'm grown. I'm a grown man. So I'm not going to go up to somebody and be like, yo, you stink. You funky mother, like, go take a shot. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. That's dead wrong. Because if somebody got some personal issues, the first thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to help them. I don't want to embarrass nobody, but I'm just trying to understand from the people like, yo, okay, what could potentially cause these kind of issues? So if I holler at somebody, I know if I got to holler at them like, okay, it's relating to mental health. It's relating to a medical condition. You know what I'm saying? I just know how to talk to them. It's like your homie saying, not saying you got shit. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you could be in front of people that you call your homies, your friends, or whatever. Your teeth could be all stained. You could have food on your teeth. You could have a booger in your nose. You could have, sit on the side of your face, and people won't say nothing. That ain't cool. That's not your homies if they gonna have you out here looking crazy. As a grown man, I'm definitely doing exactly that. Exactly. As a grown man, like, listen, right now I'm shaving, right? And I don't always do the best. Sometimes I mess it up. But the reason why I shave is because, going to the barbershop, all of the years I was going to the barbershop, I get those bumps on my face. Like, after I come from the barbershop from the clippers, I get bumps on my neck. And so I learned how to do my own thing. It's not even a financial thing. It's just about, I got sensitive skin. So going to the barbershop, everybody using them clippers, even though they clean them. Like sometimes it be bacteria on them, and I'm not cool with that. You start with, hey, are you okay? And then gauge it from there based on let you know. Yeah. Right, but that's good advice. But at the end of the day, you know how some people are, especially if you don't know somebody and you like, hey, you okay? And what if they say, what the you mean am I okay? Then where do I go from there? Jesus is definitely king. Jesus is definitely king. And this is what about. See, when you trying to live godly and you trying to live a right and exact life, you be concerned about people feelings and not trying to come across the wrong way. There was a point in time where I was ignorant. I'm not ignorant now. A micro term, just checking on you. Thanks, appreciate you. I appreciate you checking on me. I appreciate you checking on me. Hopefully everything is good with you. Hopefully, you bless your family good and stuff like that. Um, you know, because this is about growth and development. This is not about like, you know, trying to make nobody feel away. I'm just trying to understand so I can know the right approach. Just checking on you. Let a belly. Listen, I mean, I eat a little bit, you know what I mean? So I got a little belly. I used to have, my thing in order. It's still there. I just got to get back in the gym and make it do what it do. Um, so this is not going to stay like this. I'm going to straighten that out and make sure, that belly is taken care of. But, like, even what I just explained. So say y'all in the chat, like, say if you was in my shoes, right, and you came across somebody stinking like they wasn't smelling the best, like, what would your approach be? What would your approach be? Because I ain't trying to offend nobody, but at the same time, you offended me with how you smelling. I shouldn't be in a grocery store trying to get some good groceries, you know what I mean, so I could get dinner situated for the night, and then I'm standing there and like, I was about to walk out the store. I wasn't even about to purchase my stuff because the smell was so crazy, like it made me feel like, I wanted to throw up, So, what you said? Stop running the water. But how am I going to stop running the water and I'm shaving? I'm trying to get right now. Like, come on, work with me. Some people, this is therapeutic. And the water running is good information for some people. Because you got some people, they go in a whole day, they not running the water. So I'm just really showing them for real, like, okay, this is what you do. You turn on the water and you get right. This is each one teach one. I'm trying to show people how to get right. You throw on the water and you make it do what it do. You use you got your good baby lotion. You get you some, look. Right? So I'm gonna give them the starter kit, right? I'm gonna give them a play-by-play. Look, if you a grown man, let me turn this off for a second. Look, if you a grown man or you a young man, right? Proper hygiene is a must, okay? So I'm gonna give y'all a quick tutorial for those that, may not have grew up and, they got good hygiene practices and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a little starter kit. Don't worry about the shaving because a lot of people go to the barbershop. The reason why I don't go to the barbershop is, again, I got sensitive skin and, every time I used to go get my joint lined up, I get bumps around here. I get bumps under here. The Rice Krispies under the neck. I'm not cool. I'm not okay with that, right? So I learned how to shave my own thing. And I do it in a way where, it works out for me and I'm good money. But let me give some little tips, a little starter kit for men, right? Young men, teenagers, grown men. If nobody never told you, if nobody never shared with you why hygiene is important, I'm going to give you a little starter kit so you can make sure you're right. So if nobody ever told you before, then now you got a clear understanding. So look, first you get you some good body wash. Now this is the Irish Spring. This is the 5-in-1. This is for body, face, it's shampoo, conditioner, and it's 24-hour deodorizer. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's 24-hour deodorizer. So which means for the whole day, you're gonna be right and exact. So this is what you wash with, right? Okay. Then you get you a wash rag. So I'm gonna go get a brand new one. I'm not gonna pick up the one that I used to wash up with because I got this soap and stuff on my hand for shaving. So I'm gonna get a brand new body rag. Hold on. All right. So then you get you a good body rag, right? So you got a body rag and you got this. This is gonna get you right. Before you leave out your house, before you leave out your house, if you know you got to leave out at 10 o'clock, if you go to school and you know you got to be out of the house at 7 o'clock, the first thing you should do is get with this right here. Now, this bottle right here, it probably costs like about $10 or something like that. These, depending on where you get them from, you go to Home Goods, you could go to Walmart, you could go to the dollar store. So these is the first two essentials that you need to have in your starter kit. Let me put this back. Right? Let me put this back. Now, the next thing you need to have in your starter kit if you're a grown man, after you got your body wash, and some people use soap. So let me see if I got some soap down here, right? Okay, so look, because sometimes I like to use soap. So this is Dove Men Care, right? This is antibacterial soap. So if you don't want to use body wash, then you could get one of these right here. Or you could go to the store, you could go to the aisle, you could look in the aisle, you could see what they got going on, and you could get this. That's the first essentials of your starter kit, right? Some body wash, something to wash it behind in a wash rag. Okay, so moving right along. You done took your shower, you done got all fresh and all clean, you done took care of all of the personal business. The next thing, put on some deodorant. Put on some deodorant. This is part of the starter kit, right? So this one right here is the Gillette Clear Shield. This is 72-hour sweat protection, cool wave. So this is going to give you 72 hours of protection from sweating. So if you play basketball, you're doing anything else athletic, use that right there. That's going to prevent you from having an odor. Then you get you some good lotion. This is Baby Magic Gentle Baby Lotion. The reason why I use this is because I got sensitive skin. So I use products that are, don't have a lot of chemicals and stuff like that. So you got your body wash, you got your wash rag, you got your good deodorant, you got your good lotion, and that's going to make sure you don't have a body odor, right? That's going to make sure you don't have a body odor. Stop coming outside comfortable with how you smell and how you live, and you're around other people assaulting them with your situation and circumstances. Like, that's not cool. Like I said, I was about to leave out of the grocery store because this person was smelling, Okay, next up on the agenda, mouthwash, right? Mouthwash. Some people only use a toothbrush and you use a toothpaste, but you be having some extra, bacteria, that be down back in the back part of the throat, and this is also good for, like your gums and stuff like that. It cleans that bacteria and all of that. So now look at what this say. 24-hour cavity protection. Kills 99.9% of germs. It's no reason you should be outside and you should be talking and it feel like you punch somebody in the face because your shit is, it's no reason for that. Look, this killed 99.9% of the germs and the bacteria that's in your mouth. So when you outside having a conversation and talking to somebody, you good. Get you some of this. Now, it's 24-hour cavity protection, restores enamel, strengthens teeth, freshens breath, cleanses the whole mouth, kills bad breath and germs. Kills bad breath and germs. What country you in? Oh, we in the United States. We're in the United States. We just giving a little tutorial on proper hygiene because some people don't got the best practices. So you get you some good mouthwash, right? A toothbrush. It don't gotta be nothing fancy. Regular toothbrush. This is the bunny color, you know? And these with toothbrushes, you supposed to switch them out. Look, I know some people, y'all buy a toothbrush and y'all think that toothbrush supposed to last you your whole life. These toothbrushes, every time you brush, is food in it, is stuff and, whatever, even if you clean it off. You're not cleaning off everything. So have a practice of switching your toothbrushes often. I'm not going to say you got to switch them every 2 weeks, I got another one in the cut here, right? And when I'm ready to switch this out, hold on. Give me 1 second. Because I'm going to give y'all the whole starter kit. So y'all don't got to be out here embarrassing yourself. Okay? You see this here? And so, especially for the people that like to smoke Zod, that like to smoke loud, look, I think this right here cost about like $15. I can't remember if I got it from Amazon or if I got it from Walmart. But this says Flex Action Advanced Pro Whitening. It's a deep reach bristle. So it get all in between there. Gum stimulation, gentle massage, rubber grip, unique cheek and tongue cleaner. Look, $15. This is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 10 in here. This is a 12 pack. So you get you a 12 pack of these once a month. No more than once every other month, every 2 months. Get you part of your starter kit. Get you some toothbrushes to get right. Right? Because I'm not just gonna talk about you and not give you solutions. So I'm giving you solutions. Now, this right here, this is Sensodyne. This is the toothpaste that I use. This Sensodyne. Sensodyne is for people who have very sensitive teeth. So as you get older, I'm a smoker. I currently smoke Black and Milds, but this right here, the Sensodyne, helps you to keep your teeth good. And this says extra fresh, repair and protect. Deep repair. This repairs your teeth. You understand what I'm saying? And it also has cavity prevention. This is Sensodyne. This is what I use. Now, you said Colgate? Yeah, Colgate is good too. And then also got a little aim. Also got a little aim. So now let's do a quick refresh. Because I don't want nobody to say, if you know some young men, if you know some young women, if you know some old men, some old women, and they don't got the best hygiene practices, you could just share with them this video. It's going to get them right. It's the basic starter kit. You need a wash rag. You need something to wash with. When you get out, you got to put on that good deodorant. You feel me? You got to put on that good deodorant. So your skin won't be ashy and cracked. Get you some good lotion. And just try a couple of different brands and see what works for you. If it works for you, then that's what you stick with. The stuff that I got is pretty much that works for me. And because I shave my own face and I shave my own head, I like to use the Gillette. This stuff it doesn't make my skin break out or nothing like that. I use the Gillette. And then sometimes I throw in a little aftershave. Hold on, give me 1 second. So now this right here is aftershave. This one in particular, this is the Burberry Brick. Now it's not about labels. You feel what I'm saying? It's not about trying to buy the most expensive thing. But aftershave is after you finish shaving, you put this on, and this will prevent you from getting bumps and stuff like that in your face. So just over the years, of me handling my hygiene and stuff like that, this is the one that I find work for me. So this is the Burberry Brick. It's Burberry Brick Aftershave. It says Soothing Aftershave Balm. This is what worked for me. I'm not going to walk back over there. I'm going to leave it here. So that is the starter kit for young men and older men. Now, when it comes to women, they got different products and stuff like that. So I can't really speak on the products for the woman because, I'm not a woman, Label and brand, also fake marketing. No, I'm not trying to. You must have came in a little bit late. I'm not trying to market nothing. All of these products here, this is stuff what I use. Ain't nobody paying me for talking about this. What we talking about right here is we trying to help people who have problems with their odor. You have some people that they come out of their house and when they talk to you, they open their mouth and it's like fire that smack you in the face. It's assaulting. I don't want to be in an environment. I don't want to be around people that I gotta hold my nose or stuff like that because they left out of their house and they didn't brush their teeth. Like they didn't take care of that. And somebody said in the comments that, for some people, this is an issue because it's something that they grew up with or somebody didn't teach them. So now what we're going to do is we're doing a little tutorial. So all of these gentlemen out here could understand that in your house, you have to have certain essentials. You understand what I'm saying? If you got a good body odor, if you got, some nice breath, you could be out somewhere, you could meet the love of your life. You see what I'm saying? Like you can bump into somebody from the opposite sex or, somebody that finds you attractive, all because your breath is in order, all because you don't got a body odor, all because, you looking nice and, decent and presentable. You can actually run into somebody that may give you the time of day. Ain't no telling what it's going to turn into, but for women and for females, this is top on their list. Listen to what I tell you. This is top on their list. Now you got some of these dudes that because they got money, they got jewelry, they driving the nice cars, they pull up and they feel like they could get any female in the world. But at the end of the day, if you want to always get females or you want to always attract somebody the opposite sex, this goes for women and this goes for men, right? If you want to attract somebody that's going to give you the time of day, listen to what I'm saying. Focus on your personal hygiene. Is very, very important. Some of y'all ain't living right. And some of y'all don't care whether y'all living right. Some of y'all wake up in the morning, throw clothes on, don't put no water on the face, don't put no toothpaste in your mouth, and you going outside and you trying to find out where the Zai at. You try and get high. Like, no, you gotta stop doing that. Look, listen, as an older individual, you call me whatever. I'm looking crazy right now. Somebody told me to turn the water off. I guess they was annoyed because I'm trying to show people that this water that come out the sink, this is life-saving. Some people be going their whole day without turning on water. And I'm just saying, like, you don't have to have muscles and you listen, turn on the water and get right. Before you leave out your house, get right. Make sure that you right before you step out in public. You know? Even your nails. See? Even your nails. Even the nails. You get what I'm saying? As a man and as a young man, I'm a share with y'all some game right now, right? Honey, what's up, sis? What it do? Look, I'm gonna share with y'all some game right now. Okay, so a lot of you dudes think that females are only attracted to money and materialism. Those is the shallow ones. If somebody only with you, and this goes for both sexes. So if I say attractive females, it just means like, I'm speaking from a man's perspective. Everybody got different, things going on. They trying to attract different people, and that's cool. But listen, for the men, for the young men, for the gentlemen, for the older men, right? When a female look at you, female look at your face, look at your hair, look at what you got going on in terms of clothes, and then they look at your nails, right? They look at your nails. Now, a person that has clean nails, a man that has clean nails, and not only clean nails, but nice and manicured nails. What that says to a female is that you are the kind of guy that you take out time to see about your personal hygiene. You get what I'm saying? It tells a female that you're clean, that you care about yourself. Now, again, we go back to the attraction of like, how dudes think that females is only attracted to money and materialism. That's icing on the cake. They really attracted to things that a lot of men don't understand, that a lot of boys don't understand, right? Because you don't have a lot of men giving this grown folk conversation, giving this grown folk game. So now I'm giving you the game, because when you get with somebody or you trying to get with somebody and you trying to get past first base and try to make it to the bedroom, folks want to know if you clean. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to give you a chance, give you an opportunity, and then they're going to be sitting up in the emergency room because you gave them something that the doctor can't cure. So they're going to look at your face. This is why when you step out, to the best of your ability, try to make sure you groom yourself. This is what it's called. It's called proper grooming, right? A lot of you young boys and even a lot of you older dudes don't understand it. It's called proper grooming. Take some time to ensure that your face is good. Take some time to make sure that your hair is cut. Take some time to make sure when you stepping out, you stepping out in some clean clothes. I'm in comfortable right now. I'm in, little PJs and little boxes and whatever, but because I'm in the house, I'm in the comfort of my own home. So I can afford to wear what's going to make me comfortable in a household. But when you step outside, it's not about wearing everything designer. It's not about that. If you know how to dress, you could go to Walmart in the men's section and you could get you a $20, $30, $40, $50 outfit. And you can make it look like something. You could just put on, some nice, decent sneakers, Jordans, whatever it is, that you want to wear. But going backwards, right? A lot of dudes got the game twisted. And this is why some of these females is out here twisted, because some of these females, they run across some of you dudes that got some bad and fucked up habits, that don't got the best hygiene practices and stuff like that. And then they have an experience with you, and then when they run into an individual who, who's really a man, who's really, mature and whatever, they confuse us with y'all. They females think it's okay, okay, if a dude, what I'm saying, he don't really got all of the money and stuff like that. And so it's okay for him to have on dirty clothes, or to not iron his clothes. And like, nah, a lot of y'all dudes give dudes a bad name. And even if you over 30, if you over 40, listen, it's some things that you're not supposed to be doing no more. Some things you supposed to hang up. You feel what I'm saying? Man, looks are deceiving. You gotta have paper. You gotta have paperwork nowadays. That's how you gonna know if someone clean or not. I mean, yeah, but that's a good point. What's it, Lamont Roger? That's a good point. You gotta have paperwork, but when you in a club, or you done went out, you with your boys, y'all done had a few, you mad saucy, and you looking for some entertainment for the evening, right? You're looking for some entertainment for the evening. You see a female, somebody from the opposite sex, whoever you attracted to, and you looking at them, like your eyes is in the back of your head. You done had a couple of drinks. You having a good time. You done dance. You done sweat it. You thinking about your evening, like going home and, having a happy ending. You not going to be at the bar. Especially you see shorty, she looking like a model. I'm talking about hair did, nails did, makeup did, outfit on fleek. She know how to dance. She moving and grooving. So you like, oh, you thinking in the back of your mind like, yo, the bedroom is going to be a situation. Homeboy, you not at that point where somebody got your attention and you thinking about taking somebody home for the evening. You're not asking for paperwork right there. Like we talking reality. Now, if you moving forward and you planning on being in a relationship with somebody, yeah, that's some of the things that you got to get to. But we kind of jumping ahead, right? Let's focus on the hygiene. Let's focus on the importance of that, right? Let's focus on how some of these dudes out here is representing men in a way that's not cool. This is what we talking about. Because look, if a dude, he's outside and he don't got his joint shaved, his hair looking crazy, his clothes is, looking all out of the ordinary, his breath stinking, he got a body odor. Females is looking at him like, damn, he's a representation of dudes. So now somebody like me come along, or somebody like some of you other gentlemen come along. This female could be attracted to you because you put together. But because this other dude put the wrong taste in her mouth, now she don't want to give you no airplay. Now she don't want to give you no rhythm. So I understand, like, dudes try to represent, again, in terms of their money, in terms of their cause, in terms of their materialism. I understand that. I get that part. But you also got to represent as a man. And represent as a man is some basic essentials that go along with this. Now, if you ain't see the tutorial, you could rewind and go backwards. You need to have hygiene products. You need to brush your teeth. You need to use mouthwash to kill the germs. You need some sort of body soap or something to make sure your body is clean, some lotion on so you can have some good skin, and then you're ready to play ball. You feel what I'm saying? Then you're ready to play ball. You got to know how to properly represent yourself first. Young men and older men. You got to know how to put time and effort into yourself from your head to your toe. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you see about yourself. You should not be out here with no Gucci or no Louis shoes on and your toenails is browner than coffee. Some of y'all dudes, y'all feet is crazy. You spend all of this money, to look good physically, and you niggas got athlete feet. You niggas' feet stink. When you take off your socks, you airing out the whole establishment. This is why some of you dudes, y'all be in people's house and y'all don't even take off y'all shoes. Y'all don't even feel comfortable taking off y'all shoes because y'all know y'all feet stink. Some of you dudes don't even know how to take care of your feet because all you do when you get in the tub, when you get in the shower, all you do is you wash your feet, with whatever you washing your feet with, you dry them off. Sometimes you put lotion or baby powder or whatever, and sometimes you don't. But what you got to understand is in the wintertime, listen, I'm giving y'all some game. And for the females, whatever females is on the chat, you could share this information with these dudes so you can let them know how to take care of their feet. Because some of these dudes don't know how to take care of their feet. Listen to me. Listen, like the grandfather say, listen at me, right? I'm finna give you something. Okay. In the wintertime, when it's hot, in the wintertime when it's cold, more often than not, you wearing warm boots. You wearing boots with fur in it. You wearing boots that's going to keep your feet warm, right? So your feet sweat. Bacteria develops. Bacteria sets in. So now by the time it gets summer, by the time it get hot outside, now you dudes got bacteria in your feet. And now when you take off your shoes, your feet got a fungus because of all of that sweating. Even if you wear sneakers every day, you see the same way your underarms sweat, the same way your underarms sweat, your feet sweat. And the thing about feet is when your feet sweat, the bacteria, it be in between your toes and it causes something called a fungus. So when you see dudes with brown toes, when you see dudes with discolored toes and all of that, it's a toe fungus. You ain't come out your mother with no brown toes looking like a cup of coffee, nigga. If you got a brown toe, I don't care if your shoes cost $5,000. I don't care if you got every single Jordan that ever came out, that ever dropped. If you got a brown toenail, nigga, go on to the doctor and go and see about yourself. Yes, powder does work. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't reading the comments because I'm trying to give men. I'm trying to give men some game. I'm trying to get them some get right. I'm trying to help them understand that it's more to life than just being a male. It's certain things that go with this. And there's a separation between what a man is and what a boy is. And I'm tired of your little boys out there. I'm tired of your little boys out there doing things that makes it so that people like me is confused and misunderstood by some of these women out here in the world. So yes, powder works, right? What powder does is powder absorbs the sweat so that your feet don't stink, right? Right now, my feet don't stink. But as a man, You have to have certain essentials in your household so that you could take care of your business. So now for you dudes that got them brown toenails, for you dudes that got all of that gooking and all of that shit in between your feet, and you take off your socks and you always digging between your feet, and your feet is hot and scratching and itching, and you scared to take off your shoes because you know you gonna air the whole establishment out, I'm gonna give you some get right. You understand? I'm not here to just talk about you to embarrass you. And you may not feel comfortable going to somebody and saying, so, I got this brown toenail, like what I should do about this. See, you can't go to your mama and you can't go to the female that you're dealing with or whoever is you dealing with and ask them what to do about a brown toe because they don't know. So it's some information that you got to get from a man. So from one man to you men or to you young men or to you folks that's trying to be men and try to understand why when a man walk in a building, it's all eyes on him. It hit different. Everybody's attention directed to him without even saying nothing is because when you a man, how you carry yourself, you're gonna command attention. Listen at what I tell you. A man could be broke and have no money. But if he put together and a female sees like, man, he put together, he got some potential. He may not got it all financially, but that's all he really need to succeed. Because it's hard out here for a man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, some men is in a financially good position. Some men were in a financially good position. Some men fall off. Some men dealing with child support. The baby mama taking all of the money. So homeboy had to quit his job. Homeboy lost his car. Homeboy lost his house. So just because you bump into a dude that may not be financially in order, that don't necessarily means he's not a man. It's sometimes circumstances put certain men in positions. You feel what I'm saying? Where it's like they gotta rebuild, they gotta rebound. But listen, I'm talking about the feet. I'm talking about you niggas out here with the brown toes. That's a fungus, my guy. You understand? When you constantly digging and scratching in between your feet, that's a fungus. So I'm a share with you, some products, some essentials, so you can know how to deal with your foot odor and your foot fungus. You get what I'm saying? So check me out. Right? I'm finna share with the men and with the young men, some essentials. So if you got some foot problems, if you got some brown toes, if you got itching, between your feet, if you got a foot odor and you don't know where it's coming from, I'm finna get you right. I'm about to, what I'm doing right now is I'm telling you how to be a man. See, being a man is not defined by how much money you got in your bank account, how much cars you got, how much jewelry you got. Those are just things you accumulated. A man is going to be a man with it or be a man without it. If you only can move, if you only feel comfortable, if you only feel like a man, if you only feel like a stepper when you got some money, you lost in the sauce. You're lost in the sauce because those things don't define a man. So today we dealing with some hygiene. We dealing with them dudes that got them brown toes, them dudes that you can't take off your shoes because you gonna air the whole spot out. So I'm trying to help you right now. I'm not here to ridicule you. And you got to keep in mind, we don't know each other. I'm talking through a screen. So I don't know you personally. So I ain't going to go, tell nobody your personal business. I'm going to give you some grown man game. I'm giving you some grown man essentials so how you could get right. So when you go to a female house and you take off your shoes and your feet ain't stinking, she going to invite you back over. See, if your feet stink, she ain't trying to have nothing to do with you. You can't pray this away. I'm a God-fearing person. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I pray to God every day. I love God. And if you watch any of my videos, you know. But a prayer can't help you if you got a brown toe. So I was in the middle of shaving. See, I'm taking time out of my personal day because this is what a grown man does. I'm taking time out of my day to give y'all some game to try to uplift y'all. So if you got a brown toe, if your feet stink, if you always digging and scratching in between your toes and you don't know what it is, it means you got a fungus, my guy. It means you can go to the foot doctor and they can get you right. But if you don't want to go to the foot doctor, if you just want to hear, some things that you can do at your own time and at your own leisure and accompany your household so you don't feel embarrassed, then this is what we're going to do. So give me 1 second. I got a couple of products here. I got one more that I got to pull out and then we're going to get to it. I'm going to show y'all how to deal with them brown toes and them fungus and them feet like have on a brand new pair of Jordans. And them shit smelling like a trash can. That's why when you go to people's house, you scared to take off your shoes. And some of you dudes, like, you will lay down in a bed with a female with your shoes on because you know if you take them off, she kicking your ass out. So I'm trying to help you. You get yourself in the door, and this is going to help you stay in the door. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure you shave. If you can't afford to go to the barbershop and get you a haircut, look, get you a nice Gillette razor. This is like $19.99. Get you some, wait, where's that? Oh, you know what I'm saying? They got the cartridges, and you can shave your face. You can shave your hair. If you want to do a lineup, look, if you want to do a line, you just hold it like this. Bam. Do your line. Do the other thing on the other side. Bam. If you want to shape this up, bam, 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 bam. You shape it up. You want to shape, you know what I'm saying? Like, learn how to do this, man. Learn from a grown man how to be a grown man. This is not to disrespect you. This is not to put you on the spot. This is not to put you down. This is just from one grown man to some other grown men or young individuals out there that they need some help in terms of making sure their situation and circumstances is in order. So look, I got you. All right, so now, if you got a brown toe, right? And if you got a fungus, I use clippers. Let me show you the clippers I use real quick. I use razors, but I use clippers too. Let me get that, and then we're going to go back into these funky feet ass niggas. Right? So, and this is each one teach one. Maurice asked me, do I use clippers? So these is the clippers that I use. And I use these clippers because I got a bald head. You see it got these 3 prongs on it? So boom. You feel what I'm saying? I could get all the hair off my head with these joints here. And then you got this thing in the back. So if you want to line yourself up, if you need to line yourself up. So these the clippers I use. And yes, they working. They fully charged. This is not for show. This is real life. These clippers work. I can use these right now to shave my head. I started with the razor. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to funky feet. Brown toes, right? Okay. So now if you got some funky feet and you got some brown toes, and when you take off your sneakers, your feet stink, that's because you got a fungus. That means you got to get that taken care of, right? Okay. It's some magic in this little tube right here. This is magic, right? This is called Lotramin Extra. Lotramin is Lotrimin. Lotramin Extra, right? This is extra strength because this is what you need. You need some extra strength. This is antifungal cream. So if you're scratching and itching in between your toes, then you can use this. This is antifungal cream. Then you got Arm& Hammer foot powder. You see that? Arm & Hammer foot powder. So for you gentlemen that's active, you play basketball, you play sports, your feet be sweating and stuff like this, this is odor defense. And if you're dealing with some funky feet right now, if your feet stink, like if you take off your shoes and your feet stink right now, you can go to the grocery store. You can go to the Oh, the vent is on. Let me turn the vent off. That's the heat on. So I gotta go to the app on the phone. I gotta go to the app on the phone and turn the heat off. Right now it's on 74 degrees. So all right, so now the heat is off. So the vent should be going off in a second. All right, so now back to this demonstration, right? Okay, so for you dudes, if your feet stink right now and you don't got like $25, $30 to go get you some Lotramin, you could go get you some Arm & Hammer foot powder. This Arm & Hammer foot powder, it says odor defense, eliminates odor on contact, absorbs sweat and moisture, keep feet dry and cool all day, right? This is not going to cure the brown toe. This not going to cure the brown toe, but this going to instantly make your feet stop stinking. This going to instantly make your feet stop itching. So here it is. You could go and take the smell away right now. You ain't gotta be embarrassed. You know, you going into people's house. Listen, some people got carpet in their house. Some people got some good wood floors. Some you outside, you in your Jordans, you tracking all of this dirt. You probably done stepped in some dog or whatever. When you go to people's house, they want you to take off your shoes. They don't want you tracking your dirt all into their house. But the only reason you doing this is because your feet stink, because you embarrassed. So what I'm trying to help you do is to get the embarrassment out of your life. You understand what I'm saying? Go to the store and even if you don't got the money and you got to use an EBT card, you could use an EBT card. Go and get you some of this Arm & Hammer foot powder and make sure it says odor defense. You know what odor defense means? It means to defend your feet against the odor. It's going to take the pain away. It's going to give you some dignity and some pride. You're going to be able to hold your head high. You understand me? You're going to be able to feel. You're going to be able to feel like you're somebody. Because you can't feel good when people, talking about you, So I'm just here to help you out, right? There you go right there. That good old, foot powder, that Arm & Hammer, that odor defense. This is the Lotrimin antifungal ointment that you could put in between your toes. You also got the Lotrimin spray. You understand what I'm saying? Now it depends on your day. Sometimes you don't want to sit down and rub the cream between every toe. You could take this spray, spray it, go about your business. I got 2 of them. You understand what I'm saying? I got 2 of them. And I'm telling you this because I had, what you call it, athlete feet before. Because when you go to the gym, you know what I'm saying, and you be walking in those showers. Now when I go to the gym, I make sure I bring some shower shoes. But you could catch a fungus in your feet from anywhere. You could be in any establishment, and you could be walking on the floor and you could get this athlete feet. But a lot of y'all don't know how to treat it. So this is the products right here. Go and get you some foot powder. Get you some antifungal cream. Get you some antifungal spray. And when you invite me to your house, I could take off my shoes. And you're not going to smell my feet. Because I take care of my business. You know what I'm saying? And if you got dry and cracked feet, you know what I'm saying? Because just regular lotion, that'll keep your feet moisturized. But if you got dry and cracked feet, if you're a man and you got dry and cracked feet, look at this. This is called Pro Foot, right? It says Heal Rescue, Superior Moisturizing Foot Cream, Relief for Dry, Scaly, and Cracked Feet. The name of this is called Pro Foot, Profoot. This is to make sure that you got them smooth feet. So when you're laying in the bed next to your significant other, you know how sometimes you like to wrap your legs and, wrap your feet around each other. You could literally wrap your feet around your significant other and you don't got to worry about scratching them or cutting them. You know what I'm saying? So I just gave y'all the sauce. And I got one other thing. Hold on. I got something. Oh, bam. Just tell me you love me. Like, put some hearts in the comment section. Because while I'm sitting here, I'm like, I know my gentlemen and, the people in the chat, they know some people that got brown toes, right? And they don't know how to get rid of the brown toe. This is all stuff you could do from the comfort of your home. If you want to go to the doctor and go to a foot doctor and, let them, get you right, you could do that too. But look, you see this right there? It's the image of a brown toe. See, y'all thought I was just talking. Y'all thought look. It's an image of a brown toe. So which means you don't have to, I know you probably thought, man, as I get older, my feet gonna change colors, my nail gonna change colors, my nail gonna get a little brown. Homie, that's not normal. You got a fungus. And the longer you keep that fungus, by the time you get to the doctor gonna be talking about removing that toe or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because a virus spreads. So look, if you got brown nails, if you got them dark coffee colored nails, them coffee colored claws, and you got them, the nail on your foot look like a can opener. You see it's curved and it's squiggly. The shit look like a little pocket knife. That's not normal, my guy. That's not normal. You got a fungus under there, and you got to take care of that. So I done gave y'all all of the other products that you could use to get your feet in order. And if you got the brown toenail today, you could go into the store. This costs like about $20, $30. I ain't gonna hold you. This costs like about $20, $30. But you know, you see it right there. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna take the brown toe away. And what this is called Pro X Clears. Clears. Pro X Clears to clear the brown foot. We're going to get you a regular decent nail again. Like, just imagine if this nail on my finger was brown. Looked like I was, you know what I'm saying, sticking it in coffee all day. That's not normal. That's a fungus. You got some things you got to take care. You so in a rush to go and see what kind of panties a female got on. You so in a rush to go hit the block and smoke some za. You so in a rush to go throw on a poo shiesty mask when it's 150 degrees outside, your neck sweating, your ears sweating, your head sweating. Like, come on, man. Focus on some things that really make sense. Let me get back to this. I'm feeling like a doctor today. All right. It says this is a fungal shield, the only active ingredient clinically proven to cure and prevent fungal nail infections. So if you got a brown toe, you got a nail infection. I'm not here to embarrass you because I'm talking to you through a screen. Don't you, wherever you at, don't nobody hear this conversation but me and you. So if you never took off your socks around nobody because you don't want them to know that you got a brown toenail, this is going to get you right. It's about to get hot outside. It's about to get warm outside. You cannot have on no Nike socks with no flip-flops on the beach, going to the pool. It's about to be time to take the socks off. So if you got some claws that you dealing with, if you got them little nubs on your feet that's curved like a S, that you could use that to split open a backwood or something like that, look, use this product and get right, all right? It's called Pro X Clear, Clearz. It's a fungal shield, all right? This is a fungal shield. This help you get rid of the brown toe. So this gonna help you get rid of the brown toe. These is gonna stop the itching. This gonna stop your feet from itching. You could do the spray or you could do the cream. And if you want to get rid of the odor, you see that say? Odor defense. I'm not lying. I'm not being funny. I'm trying to tell you real talk. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm just trying to give you a couple of tips and a couple of pointers in terms of being a man. What a real man is like. So I read somebody comment, somebody said it's some light skin shit. This is not light skin. This is not light skin or dark skin. You understand what I'm saying? See, look. Now I'm going to go back and address it. I don't even know if you're still in the comment section, right? But now I'm going to go back and I'm going to address it, right? So when you light skin, you have to, you got to do more to keep yourself in order. Because if my neck is dirty, you're going to be able to see it. If I got dirt on my arms, you're going to be able to see it. With darker skin complected people, they could be dirty and you won't even see it. So it's not about light skin and brown skin and dark skin. You understand what I'm saying? This is pointers and tips from a grown man to some other folk out there that The understanding that they have about being grown men is twisted. Look, it don't make you grown because you let off that fire. All you letting off that fire is gonna do create you some enemies that when they catch up to you, they gonna give you that fire. Or if them folk catch up to you, they gonna put you in a cage under the jail for 150, 11 years. So it don't make you grown just because you got that fire. Pew, pew, pew. That's like it only take. This is about how much pressure it take to let go that fire. A little kid could do that. That's not what make you a man, right? It doesn't make you a man because you wear a Pooh Shiesty mask. It doesn't make you a man because you have a reputation in the neighborhood. It don't make you a man because you got all of this money and you got all of this jewelry. You could be a dirty nigga with jewelry. You could be a dirty nigga with money. But if you trying to get into a relationship with a female, how does you being gang help that relationship? How do you letting go that fire build a relationship? That's not what builds a relationship. That's not what builds a relationship. So a lot of dudes, they got the wrong understanding and interpretation of what a man is. And you know why they got the wrong interpretation? Because ain't no men speaking up. Ain't nobody coming through. Like, dudes ain't even comfortable being men. Dudes not even comfortable being men. This is why you're not having the real grown men conversations, because you got a lot of dudes that they not comfortable being men, or they don't know how to be a man. So this is a one size fit all situation. If you don't know what being a man is, if you're trying to figure it out, if you're a young man and you're trying to learn something, here goes some products and services. This is free game. You know what I'm saying? This is free game to get your mind right. So now you can't say nobody ain't tell you. Now you can't say, yo, this funky brown toe is normal. It's not normal. I just broke it down to you. It's not rocket science. And I gave you the solution. I ain't just talk about the problem. I gave you the solution. You understand? So you got the problem and you got the solution. Now you know how to fix what you got going on. So don't say nobody ain't never did nothing to you. Ain't nobody ever tell you, because it's about to get hot outside. And I don't want nobody to get hit in the mouth or disrespected because you coming outside funky as hell. See, in the wintertime, you know what I'm saying, it's cold outside. So, people gonna be keeping it moving. But now when it get hot outside and y'all gonna have on the wife beaters and, the shorts, and people gonna smell you. So if you don't want to get embarrassed, if you don't want to be around no people and they like, damn, you funky. If you don't want to have those kind of interactions, listen, take what it is that I'm saying. This is coming from the heart. This is coming from somebody that's trying to give you a pull-up. I'm not trying to put you down. A lot of dudes don't know this. See, look. Dudes nowadays is so concerned with running around and trying to be tough, trying to be gang, trying to act like they got more going on than any and everybody else. And that's not what being a man is about. You understand what I'm saying? That's not what being a man is about. It's look, being a man have benefits, right? Being a man have benefits. When you a man, people gonna treat you with respect. See, a lot of y'all think the only way you could get respect is by being tough or doing something to somebody else. A lot of y'all under the impression that that's the only way you could get respect, because y'all don't know that you could get respect just by being a man. But you got to know how to be a man. And not only know how to be a man, you got to know how to conduct yourself as a man. And I'm gonna give y'all one more because I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta finish shaving and stuff like that. Look, listen. I'm gonna give y'all one more. Check this out. A lot of you dudes got kids, right? That y'all raising. A lot of you dudes got family and people that care about you. A lot of you dudes didn't experience a lot of things in life yet, but y'all throwing y'all life away. See, what y'all not understanding is that when y'all going out here and y'all doing things that's going to put you in prison or that's going to put you in a graveyard, y'all not understanding is that somebody going to cry about y'all for the rest of their life. It's somebody that love y'all. It's somebody's life that's going to be forever changed because you in prison or you in a graveyard. See, you don't understand this. Y'all don't get that part. Now, if you laying in the ground or if you in prison for the rest of your life, who's going to take care of your kids? Who's going to be there for your baby mama? Who going to be there for your wife, for your girlfriend, for your mother? Who going to be there for your little brothers, for your little sister? Who going to be there for them? If you want to be the protector of the family, the only way you could protect the family is you got to be there. You got to be on deck. You can't protect your family you laying in the graveyard or you in jail doing 100,000 years. You can't protect your family that way. You can't provide for them that way. And I get it. I understand. I know, a lot of us kids, we didn't come from the best of circumstances. Our parents was on drugs, or our parents was in prison, or, our parents didn't teach us a lot growing up. So we kind of had to go through what it is that we went through. We went through the streets. We went through, prison. We went through, all of that. And a lot of us is bitter. You understand? A lot of us is bitter. A lot of us got a whole lot of anger and pent up frustration. That's why you feeling like you want to take on the whole world or you want to kill the world. Listen, pipe down, breathe easy. Pipe down and breathe easy. That's what you went through. That's what you experienced. But it's what you going to do about it to make a difference. So because you didn't have the best upbringing as a child, now you want to throw your whole life away, and then the children that you have grow up with the same circumstances that you grew up with or worse. Like, come on, make it make sense. So, people could laugh and people could troll and, all of that. Look, I'm just trying to give you some good information. I'm trying to give you some good game. I'm trying to give you something that's going to help you become what it is that you're supposed to be. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. It might be laugh, it might be joke. Yeah, I'm talking about the brown toad. That's real. That's real. But I bet you none of your peoples, I bet you none of these niggas you breaking bread with, these dudes you hanging out in the street, I bet you they ain't pull you up about your brown toe. They ain't pull you up about your stink feet. And if you don't got a brown toe, and if you don't got stink feet, these things is going to help you not get a fungus. If you go to the gym and you work out, when you go in the shower, get you some shower shoes. You understand? Even if you gotta go to the dollar store, don't put your bare feet on this surface. If you go to, like, resorts and you go on vacation, it's cool to walk around barefoot. Yeah, we get that. But there's a lot of germs and bacteria. You could get athlete feet, you could get a fungus from anywhere. And I mean, so it's essential, have some sandals or something on your feet. You know? And in the event, if you run into a fungus, these products that I was just talking about, they can help you. I'm not getting paid by these companies. I'm just telling you as a grown man what it is that I use. Some of the things that help me along the way. So this is just a pull up. That's all, no more, no less. But yeah, man, a lot of people got a lot of people got the wrong idea or the wrong understanding of what being a man is. Like, some of these dudes, like, they just angry, you know? Some of these dudes is just angry. And I get it. I get the fact that you mad because you had a rough life, and you had a rough upbringing, and you ain't had nobody to care about you. I get that. I get that. But it's a thing called playing with the cards that you was dealt. Playing with the cards that you was dealt. See, when you get a set of cards, it may not be the cards that you want. But if that's the only cards that you got to play with, you got to make something out of them cards. You can't change who your parents was. You can't change how your life was when you was younger and who raised you. You can't change that. You was born into that. But what you gonna use that excuse your whole life? You gonna talk about how bad your life was your whole life and use that as an excuse as to why you throwing your life away, why you making the choices and the decisions that you making, why you out here making babies and not taking care of them, leaving them to the females to take care of, or for the streets to claim them, all because you don't want to handle your responsibilities. Like, you think it make more sense to be out here destroying your life and making the choices that you make. You think that make more sense than you trying to do something better than what you learned growing up. This is what we talking about. So, yeah, it may sound a little entertaining, um, get a few laughs, get a few jokes, but at the end of the day, if you don't know how to be a man, you got to learn from somewhere. And the only way you going to be able to better your life and have different things going on is you got to learn something. You got to be willing to step outside of that box and try to become something greater. Because you being in a graveyard ain't going to solve your problems. You being in prison doing 100 years, that ain't going to solve your problems. You got to face them problems, deal with it, and you got to come up with some solutions. We say, yo, I got a question. Man, you got to oil up soon. This yapping is boring. I mean, listen, I apologize that you ain't entertained, but this ain't entertainment, my man. This is real life. See, that's a difference. right? You got real life and you got fantasy and you got fiction. And that's the problem. Like a lot of y'all don't want to hear about real life and real shit that's going on. If you bored, go play in traffic and go get hit by a car. You understand what I'm saying? Go play in traffic. You know, if you bored, this is not to entertain you. You know, this is not to entertain you. It's real life is entertaining. Real life is entertaining. But yeah, I appreciate those who ever stop by and the ones that be talking like that be the same ones who life don't amount to nothing. That be the same one who life don't amount to nothing. I'm cool. I'm comfortable, in my life and what I got going on, you know. Um, but yeah, man, y'all niggas stop coming outside stinking. You feel what I'm saying? Females and dudes. Because if I catch you like or if you around me and you smelling like you ain't handle your business, we probably gonna have a conversation type shit. Um, but yeah, um, but yeah, it's been real. I've been up here for a little while. Shout out to everybody that checked in. Hopefully, I was able to give y'all some, give you some food for thought. Helpful information, something that can help you on your journey. And if not, if you got a couple of laughs and you got a couple of jokes, I mean, it's all good. Me, I gotta get back to finish shaving and handling my business. And it's important to to have some sort of belief system, right? Um, when you believe in God and when you follow religion, right? Um, it gives you a different sense of self. You grow in a way that just regular life ain't gonna allow you to grow. And as you grow, you want to see other people grow as well. And that's just what it is. This is real life that we dealing with, right? Um, Everybody in life is not doing good. Some people got mental issues. Some people got emotional issues. Some people got financial issues. Some people got physical issues. And it's more people that need help and that need advice than people that don't. Because everybody not doing good. And just slow down, take a look in the mirror, and you be honest with yourself. Look in the mirror and see what's in front of you. See if it's anything that you need to change. See if it's anything you could do to make you a better person and pursue that. If you want to continue living the way that you live, I mean, by all means, that's your choice. But this is about striving, right? And the one thing about when you striving is that there's a starting point and there's an ending point, right? Most of us know where we started at. But you want to know the sad reality? Don't everybody know where they going to end up? Ain't that something? So for the laughers and for the jokesters, and look at that reality. You know where you started, but you don't know where you're going to end up. Some of y'all going to end up in a ditch. Some of y'all going to end up in a pine box. Some of y'all going to end up in Las Vegas at the crap table. Some of y'all probably end up on a flight, flying with me, going somewhere nice to enjoy life. Some of y'all going to be sitting in the middle of nowhere with nothing going on, stressed, frustrated, mad at the world. Some of y'all gonna end up throwing y'all life away. And then 20 years from now, you're gonna regret it. Like, you don't know where you're gonna end up. So stop looking at other people. Stop focusing on what other people got going on. And do yourself a favor. If somebody trying to tell you something for your own good, man, take that advice and run with it. Because most people lead you to destruction before they lead you to the promised land. You feel what I'm saying? So if somebody trying to tell you something, if somebody like me is trying to be real, genuine, and honest with you, and giving you something that's gonna help you better yourself or give you a pull up in life, that's not a laughing or a joking matter. Stupid, dummy, laughing at somebody trying to give you something that's gonna help better you. I know already. I got to understand it, you know. But everybody gonna learn how they learn, and you know, are you not entertained? But yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that was on here, uh, turning up with me for the afternoon. And if I said anything that makes sense, man, you know, pass that information along. You know what I'm saying? Pass that information along. But I gotta get up out of here because I gotta finish doing what I do and getting back to the life I live. You hear me? So y'all be good, y'all be cool, y'all be blessed. Hopefully everybody have a blessed day. Um, you know, if anything I said, you know, could be helpful to somebody that you know, share the information with them. Um, and you know, this what we do. You never know what you never know what I'm be talking about. You never know. So I mean, you might as well lock in. You might as well subscribe to the channel. You know, check out some of my other videos. See, I'm not an individual that like how you say, I follow the crowd. I'm gonna do what everybody else do. That's not me. I'm a grown man. And a grown man is gonna move different. A grown man is gonna set themselves apart from the crowd. So I'm sorry you ain't come over here and, you know, get what you get other places. Cause you can go back over there. You know, but if you want to hear some real, you never know what I'm gonna be talking about. So if you want to hear some real shit, you just want to, you know, pull up and, you know, laugh, joke, talk about some things, then, you know, this is where we at. This is what we doing. So shout out to you. Hopefully everybody have a blessed day, man. Stay prayed up. Um, don't let nobody take you off your square. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused. Kyra Cannon, bro. Can you help? What you need help with? What's going on? That's the last thing I'm gonna address before I get up out of here. You ask me, can I help? What you need help with? Let's see if I can help you. If I can help you, then I'm gonna help you. If I can't help you, I can't help you. But let me know what you need help with. And I'm gonna stay on here until you respond. And then I'm gonna get up out of here because I got things to do. You look like a white supremacist. I mean, what does a white supremacist look like? I don't know. And if I look like a white supremacist, what did I got to do with the price of tea in China? What did that comment? Did that comment make you feel good? Did it boost your self-esteem? Like to just get up there and say something, anything, the first thing that comes to your mouth? You know? You look like a white supremacist. I look like a white supremacist, but I'm black as a motherfucker. Like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? I look like a white supremacist, but I'm black as a motherfucker. Knock it off, man. Skinhead, white, all the above. Again, how can a black person look like a white supremacist? Like, come on, like be serious. Like be serious. How can a black person look like a white supremacist? Like that don't even make no sense, man. Um Somebody on here just said they need help. Look, what you need help with? Wait, where you at? Where you at? Cart Cart thinking. You asked me, can I help you? What you need? What you need help with? If I can help you, I'm gonna help you. What you need help with? Cause I'm trying to get up out of here. I gotta, I gotta get on. I gotta get on with my day. Hi, hey, what's up with you? Hi to you too. They're just mad because you cute. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But see, I'm 49. This is what 49 look like. I mean, I got a little stomach. I'm not, right and fit the way but I'm about to get back into the gym. But this is what 49 look like. You got dudes that's in their 20s that look 30, 40 years older than me. So, you know, I'm happy to be here. I'm 49. This is what 49 look like though. So, that part. Carthinkian, are you gonna tell me what you need help with? You said you need help. Try to deny I never try to deny nobody help. So if I could help you, then I'm gonna help you. But if you're not gonna tell me what you need help with, then I'm gonna just get up off here. I'm gonna just get up off here. I would have guessed 36. 36, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a compliment. I'm 49 though. I'm about to be 50. About to be 50 soon. Prime time. Prime time, God bless you too. Hopefully everything is well with you and yours. Stay prayed up and, try to be an example. Try to be a blessing to others. And plus you have a white man saying you cute. I mean, listen, you see, it's you trolls and you people like, come on now. If somebody give you a compliment, you accept the compliment. You know, you accept the compliment. If somebody give you a compliment, you accept the compliment. See, I don't have no issues with my sexuality and who I am as an individual. If somebody give me a compliment, then pretty much I'm gonna say thank you. I appreciate you. But why is you even thinking about that? Like, why is you thinking about whether that's a man or whether that's a woman? I mean, if you play in the shadows and like, I mean, come on now. And this is life. This is what happened in life. Some people ain't got nothing better to do. You probably sitting on an air mattress in your mother living room using up her Wi-Fi. And but you want to be on here with jokes, you know? Um, you better quit big, Slayer. Yeah, yeah. But is Carthinkian gonna pop out? Yeah, and Justine, see that's the thing, right? Um, some people don't have no life, they don't have no motion, they don't have nothing to say. Like them being able to get on somebody live and say a whole bunch of nothing that makes sense, this make their whole day. Cause it make them feel important. It make them feel, special. Um, but I mean, everybody get a couple of minutes to shine. No, I'm in my office. Wait until 5 o'clock so I could clock out. Okay, you in your office, you clock out at 5 o'clock. Maybe you killing time. Okay, that's what it is. That's what you're doing. Hey, bro, how you doing today? I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed. highly favored. I'm not stressed, you know. Everything is going well. Hopefully everything is going well for you too. I appreciate you asking about how I'm doing. No home training. Yeah, you 100% right. No home training. And you got to keep in mind, a lot of these be grown men and be grown women sounding like this. And then you wonder why these kids is out here on the type of time that they on. It's because the parents like ain't got nothing on their mind. How you gonna teach your kids something if you ain't got nothing on your mind? What did this guy do? I'm so confused. Man, I don't know. I think he got hit by a bus. I'm his office. You wouldn't say it to his face. But see, now we ain't even look. Justine, we ain't even on that type of time. Look, there was a time where, that was my response and that was my reaction to certain stuff, but we out here, man, trying to stay prayed up, trying to have our health in order, trying to have our finances in order, trying to be examples, um, to our kids and to our loved ones. Like we trying to live. Ain't nobody we ain't going backwards, you know? We ain't going backwards. And see, when you become a man, you realize that you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. As long as you comfortable and secure with who you are as an individual, you just let people say what they say and do what they do. That's it. Because they got to live with their life. We just up here chopping it up. Um, that's what we doing. Life is short. Keep positive. Have a great rest of your day. All the love. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have a great positive day too. I appreciate that positive energy, and that's gonna flow right back in. That's gonna flow right back at you. Who even clocking anymore? That's what I'm saying. Like you still clocking in 2026. Like you happy to say that you have a job. Like with all of this technology out here, with you could build your own website, you could build your own business with AI, but you're comfortable saying you clocking in. Like that's so all you gotta do, Justine, all you gotta do is just listen to what come out of some of these people's mouth, and that'll tell you if they even worth your time or not. You know? That'll tell you if they even worth your time. Right. I ain't not. Whenever I saw you, I was just things like it don't even make no sense to respond to them. You know, because I mean we just here we vibing. This is good vibes. Positive energy. So that's what we doing. Bro, the parents are fucked now. No discipline. Yo, the parents is trying to be more kids than the kids are. Like y'all not seeing what's going on. Y'all not seeing what's going on. You got mothers 40, 50, 60 years old trying to have a hot girl summer. Like, come on now. You got mothers trying to look cuter than their daughters. instead of being providers. Like it's twisted out here. It's twisted. That's why you gotta have you some goals. You gotta have you a game plan. You gotta stick with people that's trying to be something, that's trying to become something. That look, it's too much negative energy out there. I don't need to contribute no more to it. It's too much negative energy out there. Where the positive energy at? Damn, everybody's negative. Everybody having a bad day. Everybody life is miserable. Like, come on now. Why we can't have no positive energy? Like, Sister Twister made my game plan is eat 5 burritos just you there right, bro. Hot girl, somebody 50 kill me. Here we go, bro. Here we go. Good man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Like, look at it. Look on social media. That's what I'm telling you. Look on social media. You wonder why these young girls is out here acting like they acting. You wonder why these young men is out here acting the way they act. They don't got no guidance and direction because their parents don't got no guidance and direction. Like, you seeing 40 years old, 50 years old, and 60 years. You got grandmothers now. Yo, listen. You got grandmothers now on social media with bikinis on. Like, trying to get some likes. Like, this shit is crazy. You got grandmothers out here trying to get some likes. grandmothers. Like, social media is crazy. Yeah, everybody want attention. You know, everybody want to, you know. But then when they get the attention, then they realize like that's not what they want. But it's like, see, it got to be something for grown folk. Like, let's keep this in mind, you know, and let's keep it 100. You got a lot of entertainment, you got a lot of gossip, you got a lot of people talking about a whole bunch of whatever, whatever, whatever. But grown folk should have a place where they could, you know, come sit down and hear some grown folk shit, you know. So this is grown folk over here. So if you ain't grown, then you know this not gonna resonate with you. This not gonna resonate with you, you know. Grown folk get it. Grown folk understand. Or people that's mature, they understand. You know, you might have diabetes. That gut is crazy. I mean, well, my gut is crazy. Believe it or not, is because I just finished doing Ramadan. I fasted for 30 days, and I didn't work out. You know, I didn't work out. So, and then I just started eating, so my metabolism sped up after Ramadan. So all I gotta do is, you know, get them crunches in and stuff like that. But I'm good money. I ain't got diabetes though. There's just a case of, you know, you gotta keep your body in shape. And so I fell off a little bit, so I gotta get right. That's all that is. Do you prioritize health or money more? Now I prioritize health more. I prioritize health more. And look, you gotta think about it. Look, way back when, before money even came into existence, what was people basing their life on? You know? So now money don't mean shit. You got people with money 80, 90, 100 years old. That money can't save them. You got people that got certain health ailments, you know, that money can't do nothing for them. So, I mean shit. What's your hemoglobin A1C? Um my hemoglobin A1C. So that's not something that I keep in my text messages or, you know, I walk around with in my pocket like a business card, but I'm pretty sure that's in my medical documentation. So if that answers your question, it's because good parenting is always something to sacrifice, and some parents are not ready to sacrifice anything. They think giving birth is delivering a package. Right. And that's the thing. See, a lot of parents think, good point. A lot of parents think that because they bring these kids in this world, that it's somebody else's job to raise them. They're your responsibility. If you ain't want to be a parent, you shouldn't have opened up your legs. You shouldn't have brought no kids in this world. So I agree with you. They don't want to sacrifice. And this is why their kids grow up the way that they grow up. And but shout out to the kids, you know, that come from these parents and they wind up doing and becoming greater than their parents, because that happened a lot. And then now the parents want to be cool. So latch to none. Exactly. Grown folks, we don't need validation. And we don't really care what people say. You know, like it is what it is. I got so much going on in life. I mean, you know, I'm here. I'm just chilling. Just popping in, talking to the people. You know, exactly. Money come and goes, and that's the reason why. Look, listen. Most of these dudes that you see locked up on the graveyard on prison is because of what? They chasing money, right? Most of those situations is over two things: money or female. That's what it's over. Money is the root of all evil. Most people don't even know how to, they don't know how to function with money. That's why they ain't got none. So, you know, this is another ex-con preacher. Oh, that's a good one. Ex-con preacher. Ex-con preacher. What's a ex-con preacher? If you could be so kind, if you could be so kind. And I'm a ex-con. I'm an ex-con. It was a point in time where I ain't know nothing, where I ain't know no better. And you know, I had to I had to I had to answer I had to answer for my indiscretions, you know? Had to learn the hard way. But, you know, we live and we learn. But I've been out of prison since 2009. So I don't know how I'm an ex-con preacher. I mean, Joe Buttons, the podcaster, is an ex-con, you know? He's not the only ex-con. Shit. Most of Black America is ex-cons. So you figure that out. Albino. Wow. Yeah. But now I'm not a preacher. Good amigo, stay out. Yeah. I mean, look. Listen, I went to prison when I was 17 years old. I came home when I was 32. By the time I was 36, I came in 2009. Uh, yeah, by the time I was 36, I was a millionaire. So I like ex-con. What the fuck that mean? That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. 4 years after doing 15 years in prison, I was a millionaire, and that was off of grind and hard work. So once I learned that I could become successful in life without being in the streets, duh, hello. That's why I chose the straight and narrow. Like, I ain't know no better. So, life was life. It is what it is. But when I learned better, I decided to do better. Who want and who want to be in prison? Who want to be in jail around a bunch of men all day? Like, are you shitting me? I don't want to be in jail around a bunch of men all day. I want to be out here. I want to be able to eat what I want to eat. I want to, you know, be able to enjoy some of this beautiful life that's going on. Nobody trying to be in jail. Thoughts on Chris Brown. Thoughts on Chris Brown. Uh, Chris Brown is doing what he do. You know, like that's my only thoughts on Chris Brown. Is it wrong to date two girls at a time? Um, is it wrong to date two girls at a time? Uh, that's not a question that I can answer because if it worked for you, if it makes sense for you, then you do what you do. But just keep in mind, it's consequences that come with everything. It's consequences that come with everything. So if that's what you choose to do, then know what you're getting into. If they cool with it and that works for y'all, then you do what you do. Can't nobody tell you wrong. Can't nobody tell you wrong. Ain't nobody perfect. But I could tell you from my point of view that dating one girl and dating two girls at the same time is it's a preference thing. Some people they just can't be with one person, so they desire multiples. So if you have a problem being faithful and you have a problem with sticking to one person, then you got to figure out what makes sense for you. But I ain't gonna be the one to tell you what's right or wrong, because when one catch you in the bed with the other one and knock you upside your head or run you over with a car, or flatten all your tires, or show up to your job and get you fired, um, or turn up pregnant with triplets. One turn up pregnant with triplets, and then the other one turn up pregnant with twins. Now you got 5 kids, and you working in Happy Burger, and you ain't happy no more. You mad. So I mean, shit. Knock yourself out like you boxing yourself. That's what I say. Me myself personally, I stick to God. Raising my kids and becoming a better me. That's what worked for me. But you gotta do what worked for you. But if you wanna get woken up, somebody hit you in the head with a frying pan, or burnt all your clothes and threw your clothes out the window, keyed up your car and bust all your car windows. I mean, if that's exciting to you, having all of those emotions going on, man, like Shit, that you talking about dealing with females with emotions. Get ready for it because all of them ain't gone. Like every female ain't trying to hear a dude dealing with more than one female. They gonna do something to you, and man, go on social media. Some of these females be doing the most. You know, you play with people's heart, they gonna do something to you. I pulled up like the Taliban. That's what he said. When do you transition, man? I mean, like I said, I went to prison when I was 17. I came home when I was 32. So I went in a boy. I came out a grown man. And when I first came out, don't get me wrong, I was still, doing some of what I was used to. Also trying to figure out life. But I would say I fully transitioned. I would say like 2015, 2016. Well, damn, I'd be lying. Um, I'm still in the process of transitioning, to be honest. But how's it to answer your question like in a way that make the most sense? Let's say in the past 3 years. In the past 3 years, I fully transitioned. Like I'm not into nothing illegal. I'm not into nothing negative or anything like that. So I would say in the past 3 years. Phoenix, try brushing your teeth too. I mean, yeah, I brush my teeth. I smoke a lot of Black and Milds and I drink coffee. So that's what stained my teeth. And that's something I got to work on. But we all got something to work on, right? So it is what it is. Is it better to live one day as a king or 1,000 as a peasant? Is it better? I don't like either one. If I'm be a king, I want to be a king every day for the rest of my life. And I'm not. I don't want to live 1,000 days as a peasant. Who want to live 1,000 days as a peasant? So none of those, neither one of those scenarios work for me. But you tell me which one worked for you. Do you want to be a king for one day or a peasant? If you're gonna be a king forever. If you're gonna be a peasant forever. I'll teach lessons. Facts though. Biggest thing you learned in prison. Uh the biggest thing that I learned in prison is that not everybody is who they say they is. Not everybody is who they say it is. And that, being in prison don't make you one way or another. Being in prison is for punishment. So I don't take pleasure in the prison experience because I really felt like a lame the whole time I was in prison. I felt like a super lame, to be honest. Having people tell me when I could use the bathroom, when I could eat, when to go to sleep, when to wake up, when I could get on the phone, like all that, like nah. So, and being around a bunch of lames, that shit ain't cool. That ain't me. Ever think about working within a community? Yeah, I worked within a community before. I worked within a community. But see, I got responsibilities. I got grown folk responsibilities. I got kids. I got goals, things that I'm working on. So, although that's definitely something that I did at one time, it don't work for me, because I already tasted millions and I want multi-millions now. So I want to do business all over the world, and I want to teach my kids how to make a whole lot of money and make an impact and then help people. I can't serve in that capacity. I tried it, but I got a whole lot of other things that I want to accomplish. I lost 15 years of my life, so you know I respect those brothers that's out there that's working in the community. That's cool, but it don't pay enough for me. You know, I'm just being honest. Like it has to make sense. Not everything is about money, but like this right here, I'm giving back. You know, uh, well done, bro. I did a lot of jail, then served 21 prison. Never look back. Yeah, like whoever want to continue going back and forth to jail, there's something wrong with them. Like they got mental issues. Cause you're just around a bunch of men, and you got to depend on everybody in the street, everybody in the free world to take care of you. That's no way to live, especially for a man. Don't cry. Nah, I ain't crying about nothing. Ain't nothing to cry about. Life is beautiful. If you could give someone struggling with self confidence advice, what would it be? If I could give somebody struggling with self confidence advice, what would it be? Um, the best advice that I would give to somebody struggling with self confidence is that you greater than you know you are, and where you are today don't define you. How you feel today don't define you. You know, you create yourself to be who you want yourself to be. If you feel that, you know, lacking confidence is the best thing for you, then that's you. I guess you're gonna focus and live in that bubble. But all self confidence, the reason why a lot of people lack confidence is because they rather not try. They rather think in a mind that they failed already. And so because they don't try, they believe that they can't do something. So just set your mind on what you want to do, what you want to be in life, and don't let none stop you. And the more that you start to accomplish things, you're going to build your confidence. Confidence can only be built by facing your adversities, you know? Stop believing what you can't do because you can do anything that anybody else could do. My man is doing Fed time. Please pray for him. Yeah, I'm a definitely pray for him. And I had did a live video the other day. I had deleted it. One of my young boys, he in the feds right now, and he doing life plus 30 years. And I had did a live video on it the other day, but I deleted it. I deleted it because like prison is no place to be. And a lot of these young dudes out here, they don't know what that experience is like. So they out here playing with fire. But I'm definitely keep your man in prayer. And hopefully he get an opportunity to see daylight, so he could get out here and make some better choices and decisions. But I know what it be. Do you feel like prison rehabilitated you? Nah, prison ain't rehabilitate me. Listen, in prison, I was around some of the toughest dudes, and um, yeah, in prison, I was around some of the toughest dudes. I was around some of the worst dudes. I was around, some of the quote unquote smartest criminals. So, when you go to prison, um, you only gonna come out. You're gonna come out a better criminal because you can get education from all of these people that's locked up. So you're gonna come out a better criminal. You're gonna go back to jail, or you're gonna come home and get murdered because you can't beat the streets. Understand? But nah, prison ain't rehabilitate me. Prison can't rehabilitate nobody. The only way you can change, you gotta want to change. My father, if you woke up tomorrow with only the things you were thankful for today, what would you have? Um, my character, my personality, my spirit, and my belief in God. That's all I need. Everything else is, everything else is irrelevant. It doesn't matter, you know. I'd rather have good health. I rather be sane and of the mind. Rather have my sanity. Rather have God, because with God, I could do anything. Anything is possible with God. Um, and I don't cherish worldly things. Like, just to share something real quick. My daughter is in high school right now. She's a freshman, and sh when she finished college, she want to go to college here in the United States for 2 years, and then she wants to move to London and finish college there, right? So just imagine my daughter gonna be leaving the United States, moving to London to go to college. I'm gonna have to pay for where she gonna live, her food, her clothes, make sure her bills is paid every month, whatever they is. Make sure she keep money in her pocket. She gonna be living in another country. So, you know, so that's what I'm working towards, making sure that when she's ready to make that move, that as a father I'm there to support her, even if I gotta work 10 jobs, 20 jobs, 30 jobs, you know. So that's what I'm working on. I don't cherish money, but I mean, you know, it take money to make certain things happen. Um, you have to give back though. Oh no, I definitely give back. Like I try to help anybody that I can, in any way that I can, so long as it's reasonable. Lucky Man said 3:15. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believe in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Exactly. And life here on earth, this is gonna be for a limited time. But you're talking about eternal life, meaning you never die. Shoot, I want to experience that. I want to experience that. Universal said, "What do your tats mean if it's not too personal?" Um, so this right here is an angel head with a halo, and it got my youngest daughter name. It got my youngest daughter birthday in Roman numerals. This is my daughter's actual name. My youngest daughter. This is an elephant. Elephant represents prosperity. Um, on my hands, I got family first. It says family first. I got a couple of names. Got a couple of names. My kids' names. You know. Um, got my oldest daughter name on my back, and so because I ran out of ideas in terms of things that I wanted tattoos for, I just stopped getting them. I got my last tattoo, I think, in 2015, 2016. Giving back is pertinent. Definitely, God made you perfect. Exactly. God made all of us perfect. Even the ones that that have some issues in life. To God, we all perfect. And we just have some areas that we have to strengthen and tighten up in, and then we good. No need to yell, bro. Yell? Oh, you thought I was yelling? Okay. I'm back. What up with you? I'm back. He will. Thank you. Universal. I say that we are inherently flawed since the fall of Eden, and life gets simpler if you accept that we cannot be perfect, but we should still strive to follow the teachings of Jesus. Exactly. See, that's what it boils down to. So many people are so stressed and so frustrated in life because they trying to be perfect. It's like, don't try to be perfect. See the areas in your life that you've fallen short and seek to strengthen yourself in those areas, and enjoy life. you know Deal with the basics, one step at a time. you know One step at a time. Don't try to be too much, don't try to be too little. Do what's within your means. And then once you're able to conquer what's in your means, then now you set bigger goals. Justine, he's getting out next year. Blessings. Blessings, yeah. Um, yeah, hopefully when he get out next year, hopefully he makes some better choices, because at the end of the day, you can't beat the streets. Like, you're not gonna win in the streets. And all of the time that we waste going to prison and doing all of that time, like doing 15 years in prison, I could have went to college and got a master's degree. And shoot, I could own a Fortune 500 company right now. And this what a lot of dudes don't understand. And I get it though, because in the environments that we come from, the way we grow up, we don't know that there's other options because nobody shared it with us. So once you realize you got other options, you can make just as much money legit as you can in the streets, and you'll be a whole lot safer too. That's why I told him you can't beat the streets. Yeah, can't nobody beat the streets. I got way too many men's names on my body. I mean, but that's what you decided to do, right? You wanted to put men's tattoos on your body. So that's what you decided to do. And if you decide that you want to cover them up, you could do that. But it don't take away from who you are as an individual. You know, it don't take away who you are as an individual. Tattoos doesn't define you. I mean, this is like, you know, it was a phase that I went through where I was getting tattoos and I snapped out of it. Just like I had gold in my mouth, and just like I used to walk around Mr. T, just like, it's a lot of things that I used to do that I grew out of. Jesus didn't sit at the table with perfect people. Yo, I'm glad. See, I'm glad that you mentioned that, right? Um, God didn't sit at the table with perfect people. God's mission, like based on the Bible and my understanding, is that God were trying to save. Like it kind of seems like when you dealing with the Bible, it kind of seems like God was trying to deal more so with the people who lack knowledge, who lack understanding, you know, um, who really had issues in life. That's who he was trying to build. He wasn't really trying to build people that had everything together. Because if you look at the disciples, like uh, one of the disciples was a murderer, one of the disciples was a treasonous, another disciple was this, another one was a robber, like, and they became followers of God. So like when you look at the disciples, and this is something that I always refer back to, in terms of like my life, is that when you look at the disciples, um, some of the disciples were criminals, according to um, society standards. A lot of the disciples were criminals, and so when they came to the understanding that even though they made certain kind of choices in life and they were able to be forgiven, right? And their life was able to have meaning and purpose. That's why they became some of the greatest followers, because anybody that's at the bottom, um, anybody that hit rock bottom, and then you give them an opportunity to change their life to become something else, they become great individuals. You know, there's a lot of ex felons that came home and started companies, became millionaires, multimillionaires, doing good in life. So um, you got some people that they were criminals when they were younger, they went to prison. And then you have other people that, they probably was drug addicts for a major part of their life and they got sober and then their life turned into something. So everybody go through trials and tribulations in life. And is what you do uh through those trials and tribulations and after those trials and tribulations. Because where you start, that doesn't mean that's where you're gonna end up. And what you do don't define who you are as an individual. You know, I think he chose to sit with those people by himself and believe he's completely aware that, yeah, yeah. See, people that got it together, what can you say to them? You know, like people who never been in no trouble, people who never had no issues, people who never experienced, drug abuse and nothing like that. Like they don't need nobody to help them because they got it figured out. You know. So the people who need help is the people who don't know no better, who went through, life and made messed up decisions and messed up their life. Those are the ones that need help, you know. Those are the ones that need help. I can relate to Card. Oh, there you go. That's Card thinking. I think it's yo Card thinking. You said you needed help with something. What did you need help with? I don't think you ever told me. That's why I stayed on live all this time. I was trying to figure out what you needed help with. Um, but yeah, don't let nobody box you in. Don't let nobody make you think or feel that, because you had some shortcomings in life that you can't become something great. Because you can. What you went through is what you went through, you know? And I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that, you know, uh, God made me go through the things that I went through for a reason that only he know. You know, are you gay? Am I gay? Nah, nah, I'm not. Sorry. You know, shout out to those who are, and shout out to those who not. That's not my preference though. Um, but if that's something that's on your mind and that's something that you're interested in, more power to you. Shout out to you. Um, I won't become I am. Exactly. Yeah. That's it. That's what you gotta. It's like you have to replace certain terminology, you know, instead of saying I can't, replace it with I can, you know, instead of saying um instead of saying I'm not good enough, say that I can become good enough, because everything takes work, everything takes effort. You could become any and everything that you want to be in this life. So long as you're willing to put in the work and the effort, you could become anything that you want to become in life. And that's a whole fact. No. But yeah, man, God bless everybody. Yeah, you just gotta change your wording. I'm not gonna go into it like it's a big thing, but they say that words have power. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful what you put in the. You got to be careful what you put in the atmosphere. You know, that's it. Got to be careful what you put in the atmosphere. And always, always seek positivity over negativity. Because negativity, you're not gonna get nowhere. Trust and believe. With negativity, you're not gonna get nowhere. Anything that you do negative is gonna be short lived. Anything that you do negative, it's gonna be short lived. Trust me when I tell you. And nothing good comes out of negative. Like if you a person that your whole mission is to be negative, it's like, man, life is beautiful. Like ain't nobody got no time to be negative and be miserable. Uh, yeah, the power of life and death do come from the tongue. It definitely do. Definitely do. Yeah, spirituality is important. Like get right with get right with yourself. Uh, grow in the areas that you need to grow and that you want to grow, and that's all. That's it. You know, I've been in here for a long time, but it's all good, right? Let me close that. It's all good. But now I'm about to get back to this shaving, and shout out to everybody that was rocking out with me for the afternoon. Um, and we gonna do it again real soon. You know. Hopefully everybody is blessed. Stay blessed. Stay prayed up. Um, you know, life is real out there. Life is real out there, and at the end of the day, you always gonna get what you ask for. You know. So if you want to have good things come to you, do good. If you want to have bad things come to you, do bad. But do yourself a favor. Don't complain. You know, don't complain when you get the results. You feel what I'm saying? Don't complain. Like if you wanna I say if you willing to do whatever it is that you do, then be willing to accept what comes behind it and realize that greatness comes behind doing good. You get more rewards from doing good than doing evil. All right, so it's been real. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all checking in. I know a couple of people was making, fun of my stomach which is all good. I know that. I don't even, you know, feel comfortable about that. A couple of years, some time back it wasn't looking like that, but it is what it is. But everybody be good, everybody be blessed. Um Stay away from negativity, stay away from negative people, stay away from people that don't want nothing in life, that ain't trying to accomplish nothing in life. You know, focus on your goals. Start where you are, right? Don't look at where other people are. Start where you are. Look in your backyard and look at what you got going on and see the areas that you can improve in. And just go step by step. Just go step by step, and you'll get to where it is that you're going, and realize that life ain't all about having all of the money in the world and having a perfect life. Look, life is a journey, right? And every day that you live is going to be something that you experience. Enjoy the journey. You never know where life is going to take you. It's not in everybody's cause to be rich, just like it's not in everybody's cause to be broke. You know, everybody's gonna go through something in life, but it's how you handle it. So, you know, you just want to have the right ammo, and the best ammunition to have is keep a positive outlook on life and stay prayed up. You always gonna come out on top. But it's a boy Tyrone Hunt. I'm signing off. This is another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. Hope y'all was entertained. And it's gonna be more coming soon. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm telling you, this be litty over here. You know, it's all good. Everybody be blessed. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Everybody was riding with me. Shout out to Justine Illusion. Shout out to Carthinkian and everybody else in the chat. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Be blessed.